You know what? Some people on the internet have a lot of audacity. Let's take a peep at this. So this is posted to Twitter by user Websake. And they write, LOL, some idiot on TikTok is tracing my art and passing it off as his own for hundreds of thousands of likes. And again, before we get into this disclaimer, please don't send hate to any parties involved. Don't send hate, don't bully people. That is not cool. Second disclaimer, thank you for bearing with me. I had this wild all-nighter bender before I traveled up to the Bay to see my family, and I packed everything except my SD card. So I am filming on my phone, and I forgot to turn the light on. But I'm sorry, this is so scuffed. So getting back into this, Web adds 2 photos. And these are photos from the other person's TikTok page, and they go by the name Chris. So Chris has this post. Step 2, add a few details. Step 3, restart. And this is actually the original post in question. It's how to draw free rin, and then it's the trend where you do like draw a circle and then add a few details. So this one was the viral like head up free rin meme. I made a whole video about that one. It was a very, very wholesome thing. And then, oh, I ripped it on accident. Let's restart. And then they go through the drawing process again, and now they drew this piece. But this artwork does not belong to Chris. This, in fact, is art made by Websake. This got them like 12,000 likes on Twitter. They posted this November 19th, which is their take of the Freeman chin-up trend. And it looks so freaking good. I absolutely love their use of cross-hatching in their artwork. And Chris's version looks exactly the same. In fact, one commenter actually went and lined up the work, and they line up really close together. Very, very, very closely. And that user also adds a follow-up adding, I've already confronted him about this and he's not really owning up to anything. Where, as you can see, in the comments of the post, they added, the OG artist is Websake on Twitter. This is their art overlapping this one. And Chris responds, I appreciate this because I don't know the original artist. Which, okay, let me take a step back. I'm so confused. What do you mean you don't know the original artist? You clearly found this image because your piece came after Websake's and it looks identical, right? So like, where'd you find the image? Like, you didn't do an ounce of looking for the artist before basically one-to-one recreating their work? But Chris continues, however, I do want to ask what the point of the overlapping images was. Is it to prove a point or am I missing something? I've said multiple times that this isn't my original artwork and it's a remake, and for you to go out of your way and comment the exact same thing on 2 different videos is very immature of you. Find something to do other than doubt artists who might actually be good. There's more than one artist on this planet, and each one is at a certain level. I say this because what you did might come off as disrespectful and hurtful to other artists trying to make it up there someday. You're supposed to be bringing them up, not doubting them, and trying to infiltrate the mind of other people. Partially the reason why the art community has so much hatred and jealousy is because people can't accept that an artist can be good, and this is a perfect example of it. I'm like really confused because like you're answering a completely different question. No one said, hey, you suck. That was not what the person said. They said, hey, Websake is the original artist. You know, there's like a whole saying where it's like the more somebody says something, the less they have of it. Like the more somebody says they have money, typically it means they're very insecure about their money. The more you're going on and on about the fact that you're a good artist, and of course, this is very subjective, right? The more you're probably very insecure about your own status as an artist. How do we derail so much? It's like cheaters, bro, right? When like, oh, why'd you come back late? And they're like, I wasn't cheating. How dare you think I was cheating on you? It's like, oh, dude, that's literally not what I asked you. I just asked what you were doing. Why'd you came back late? And again, you can be a good artist and you can also be an artist who didn't credit your original source. Plus, like, they made the statement, I've said over and over again, how this is like a work that I've referenced. Their caption is, never seen Freerun, but I saw this reference and immediately fell in love and had to draw it. This implication is really vague because when you say, I saw this reference could have been anything. The reference could have been a cosplayer. The reference could have been a screen grab out of the anime. It could have been Websake's artwork. But by saying, I saw this reference, like, it gives no credit to the original artist whose work you literally just redrew. Right? It wasn't even like you took a look at it, got some inspiration, and remade it yourself. Every brushstroke is basically the same. So I feel like they're giving themselves way more credit than is due. And the thing that Websake also pointed out on their Twitter is the fact that this person is also just like milking it. They made like 3 different posts about this. The original one that went viral, and then they did this one, like inking process, where again, they have the before and after process of them inking it. Had a great live with you guys. Look forward to another one very soon. Here's the process. No credit, no mention that this is a referenced work, nothing. They have another one, how to draw an elf, right? Where they redid the trend again. Finish this free run drawing. Last night, I'm going to be gifting to my brother as a gift. And then they added, I don't know who the original artist is. Mine is a remake. So I guess here in the comment section, they added it. Look, again, I just have to say that like that, in my opinion, isn't really enough. Like, I don't know who the original is. Haha. Like, I tried, guys. It's like the same thing as when you say reference from Pinterest. Like, we all know that people yoink art all the time and throw it up on Pinterest. And like, Pinterest is not the OG source of where the artwork is. So I would hope that if you do use their piece to this degree of similarity, right? Because this is a one-to-one remake, that you please at least find the original person you remade the work of and you give them credit. And again, most artists aren't really okay with like a direct one-to-one redraw of their piece anyways, unless it is an explicit challenge, right? Like, draw this in your style. But even a draw this in your style has the in your style parts. They made 4 pieces about this because they went and did a collab with another artist, both of them redrawing the same free run piece. And basically that's like the sentiment people have, right? Like, I commented on videos, they need to at least credit the original artist if they're gonna trace their art without permission. People also pointed out a different piece they had where it was this one. I am not gonna pronounce their name correctly. Vegito. Sorry. Dragon Ball Z fans, don't come for me. And it was like a drawing process of drawing this character, but people were basically saying that it looks like they edited the drawing into their image, like as if they took an image of a blank canvas and then drew it somewhere else and then edited the two together. Like, this is the piece in question. It's a bit hard to tell because of the perspective. It does look like it's a piece of paper stacked on top of the sketchbook they were drawing on, because you can see the bottom of the paper, the edge of the paper. The paper is just very crooked. So maybe they took a photo with a wide angle lens, which caused the distortion that we're seeing here. All right. So that was just something that people were talking about. People were also like talking about the original artist's website, about how their artwork uses a Tokyo Ghoul panel as a reference, and Websake adds that Ishida Sui is their favorite artist and they studied their art, which is probably why there's a resemblance. And they continued, regardless, using references in order to properly depict a certain angle is different than tracing. And they also add, there's multiple posts in order to milk this as much as possible, and there's an obvious effort to hide that it's referenced because it directly traced, as someone confirmed by overlaying. Look, at the end of the day, I'm curious about your thoughts, right? Some people might be in the boat of like, maybe the artist just like didn't know that, you know, they crossed the line with how much they were referencing, and it's just ignorance. Some people might think that it was like intentional theft that they were just trying to pass off. At the end of the day, right, if it is an ignorance thing and you just like didn't know for some reason, and then people told you, hey man, this is the original artist, I don't know, I would hope that like you would, you know, go back into the post at least and either edit the caption or put a comments like, hey guys, by the way, like the original artist is Websake, da 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 da. It was only done in like the collab where they referenced the original artist, but they didn't like retroactively go back to any of their posts. So that's just kind of how I kind of look at it, where it's like, well, if you didn't know that this wasn't okay, sure, right? But like, hopefully you at least try to go back and like correct it and give credit where credit is due. I think that would be a good thing to do, but people are gonna do whatever they want at the end of the day. And some people are just gonna think that like saying found a reference is going to be good enough to cover their bases. So I disagree with that, but that's just how some people are gonna be. But at the end of the day, support Websake. I'll have them linked down below. Their art is really pretty. I love their interpretation of the free run trend. So if you like this video, I appreciate it if you like and subscribe. Happy holidays. Yippee, I'm filming this on Christmas. And I have an Etsy shop if you want to check me out there. I have digital art there for streamers and creators like frog emotes and stuff. I also have a coffee with free resources like a free sponsorship guide. Apologies again for this scuffed phone filming. I swear, I promise I will get back to my regular setup soon. I just forgot my SD card, so I can't film on the camera that I actually brought, which is so frustrating because it's heavy and I brought it. It is what it is though. But yeah, and I also stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST. So I hope to catch y'all there or in another video. Peace.